Trump and Harris are in an all-out hustle to grab the bro vote, the young guys who could make or break this election. The goal? Get them to actually turn out and vote. To dig deeper into Trump's bro-targeted campaign strategy, Politico's Alex Eisenstadt breaks down how this group could tip the scales for either campaign.
Traditionally, women voters are known to be much more motivated voters than male voters. And we're going to see just how much that's the case in this year, especially with Trump. We know how important a role abortion is going to be in this election. And Trump recognizes that abortion is a problem for him and that it's going to drive out Democratic voters.
Trump's team has gone all in on building hype among young men, going on podcasts like Full Send or Aiden Ross, and showing up at events like UFC fights and NFL games.
The bro vote is changing media consumption.
That's Eric Wilson, a Republican strategist who says tapping into podcasts and influencers is key to reaching young men in this election.
20, 30 years ago, these young men would have been watching the same TV stations, reading the same newspapers as older voters. That's not the case. That's not how they consume media, entertainment, or get news and information about politics anymore.
Trump's campaign has even rolled out ads during college football games that lean into his message against quote-unquote woke culture.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
He really made this a centerpiece of his effort. And there's a belief that anti-wokeness is something that is going to really appeal to young men.
A recent poll shows Trump leading Harris among young men by a 54 to 45% margin, while Harris is similarly ahead with young women.
We've been doing this for decades now of personalizing the candidate.
Eric says voter turnout and likability go hand in hand in this election, and that could be a positive thing for Trump.
One of the commonalities that you have across several of these influencers is the willingness to be edgier in humor, and that's something that is aligned with where Donald Trump is. To the extent that the Trump campaign can go on these podcasts, go on these platforms, and make him likable, then the issues follow with it.
Harris, on the other hand, has taken a different approach to capture the young male vote. She's leaning on celebrities, big celebrities.
You're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you?
So you're not seeing Harris completely throw in the towel on attracting male voters. It just isn't as easy for her to, say, walk into a football stadium as it is for Donald Trump.
For Kamala Harris and the Democrats, it's a real demographic urgency. They've been more aggressive in their outreach on TikTok, on Snapchat, and other platforms like that than the Trump campaign.
Whether young men show up could shift the balance in a tight race.
In a close election such as this one, every vote matters. You see men voting at higher percentages than they usually do. If you see young men, if you see them coming out, that could make a difference in a really close election.